All right, guys, so I'm back. So, just like I told you, I always keep my promises. I'm back with the second reason why the fuck New York's not coming back. How about that shit right there? Let's get some applause. All right, so this is the second reason why New York's not coming back. And I know you're going to enjoy this, so sit back and listen. Listen very carefully and take notes. Please don't ask me the same thing in the comment section that I mentioned here. That means that you didn't listen to the whole video, all right? And I'm not mad at you. I want you to stay. But at the same time, listen to the whole damn video before you ask me the same damn question that I'm mentioning. That's all I'm saying here, all right? Thank you. All right, so another reason New York City's not coming back as far as the music scene is concerned for a very long time, if ever, is because of digitalization. Now, the digital world allows people to stream things on their phone. It allows people to stream things on a tablet. It allows people to stream things into their home using their smart TV, so on and so forth, watches now even. So, yes, your smartwatch can actually enable you to watch a movie, especially if you have it already on the SD card, okay? So, with that and the implementation of biometrics, which is BioWare, the things that people are getting ready to, embed under their skin and things like that. We'll get ready to go and take a whole new route in the next, I would say, 3 years. It would have been sooner, I think, but this COVID-19 thing has stopped a lot of production. It stopped a lot of manufacturing across the world, not just in the United States. So most of our technology and everything we get is from across in China, Thailand, and all the so places we have been getting them since the 1980s. All right, so this is the thing. These motherfuckers gonna have you believe that you can actually come back to New York and be welcome with these low rents and all that shit. If you guys saw the post I put up in the community section, if you didn't, I'd implore you to go check it out. In the community section, I put up a picture up in there, and I tagged the link is in there in the description, so you can go and read the whole article for your whole entire self. But they said Manhattan rents were down to $3,000, the first time they've been that low in 10 years. And they put that shit up like something to brag about, which is my point here. Motherfuckers are leaving New York because there's no fucking business there. It's not because of COVID-19. The shit they're doing right now with de Blasio, that's a fucking front. He's doing that so he can get money off that stimulus. That's what he's hoping for, because the budget is overspent for the year. He just sent city workers not even a month ago on furlough. He sent MTA workers, he sent people that were in his own office and his constituency and himself. He took a furlough for the day, which I think allowed it up to like $5,000 he lost for that day. You know how much this fucker gets for speaking engagements? Get the fuck out of here. Like him and his wife, I don't know. They're just both like fraud to me. Like his whole constituency has been fraud. I lived in New York under it, And it's like, whether you're in fucking Staten Island, the Bronx, fucking Queens, wherever the fuck you at, it's all the same, it's the same consensus. Yo, de Blasio sucks. In my opinion, you should have been going 3 years ago. Like Whoopi Goldberg said, you fucked up the whole city. Look that up. Whoopi Goldberg says to de Blasio, you fucked up the whole city. You'll find it. Trust me. Nobody's going back to New York anytime soon, all right? That's why everybody's skedaddling down to Jersey, skedaddling to the Poconos, skedaddling to West Hampton, East Hampton, Connecticut, fucking Rhode Island, out of all places. Who the fuck goes, no offense, Rhode Island, but who the fuck leaves New York to go to Rhode Island? And Westerly, yeah, I get it. But who the fuck, you don't leave New York to go to Providence. It doesn't make sense. So it's like, fuck out of here. People are leaving because there's no business. And right along with no business is those same things with these empty buildings right now. Now, when I did that live in front of 1540 Broadway, while I used to work in Manhattan, what was that, a week ago, guys? When I did that live in front of that office, I probably saw 2 people come out of there, and I'm pretty sure they were either someone that had to be there, you know what I mean, which means they were a high-tier worker. I know how that building goes. I worked in that building for almost, 7-8 years. So that building is always seeing traffic, especially when BMG owned it. Now it's Viacom that owns the building. So it still should be seeing traffic. Viacom owns BET, MTV, you know what I mean? So, and that's why you notice when I was talking as loud as I did and giving the description of how the building was inside, the curious security guard moved away. Oh, this motherfucker. You know what I mean? Because, yeah, dog, I used to work in this building. So the point I'm getting at is this. You cannot have these empty buildings and the prices that they're charging per square foot and still have them operational and try to see a margin of profit. It's not going to fucking happen. You're going to start digging into your residuals. You're going to start asking partners for money. You know what I'm saying? Foreign partners for money at that. They probably ain't got it their goddamn self. You know what I mean? COVID hit everywhere. Everybody's money's fucked up. If my money wasn't fucked up, I wouldn't be out here either. You know, like, I have to be honest with you. I'd be busting my ass still doing what I'm doing. But unfortunately, that's all at a pause right now. A pause. Eventually, things will get back. But the thing is, they ain't gonna get back in New York. And they definitely ain't getting back in LA. They're gonna move to a new city. Now, y'all homework is to find out what that new city is. And let me throw in the third one, just for honorable mention. It ain't fucking Atlanta either. Let me tell you guys something. If you ever been to Atlanta or you ever live in Atlanta, I've been down there 3 times for the BET Hip Hop Awards. All right, down with the guys at the company, so I ain't paid for it. But we went down there 3 times, and I love Atlanta for the food. I like the women that were there. They were bad, you know, like, hi ladies. But ultimately, it was just, it's a small city. It's very small. It's extremely small. Like, you can walk the whole entire city except for the highway to get over to Dunwoody, you know? So you can literally walk the whole entire city of Atlanta. Make no questions about it. It wouldn't take you that long. It's a small city. And when you put a population that big in there, that's why, you know, you had the CDC, which is also in Atlanta, reporting things like they had the highest in STD rates. I encourage you to look that up. You know, they were comparing the STD rates to a third world nation and shit for a minute. You know, that's what they said. I don't know. But it happened, you know. It's because you have a population of a lot of people and you move them into a small area. Same thing happened with New York City. You get a whole bunch of people, you put them in a small area, you get some type of contagion like SARS. We had measles before that. Let me tell you, we had measles before that. Measles was fucking up New York. Brooklyn and Westchester County, oh God, it was terrible. And we had just went through that, and then we fast forward, and now we're in fucking COVID-19 months later. I'm like, what the can we get a break, please? You know, you're asking yourself. You don't get that break, you don't get that moment, and we haven't got that moment except for being quarantined and have people, as a result of it, have mental problems as a result. You have to be strong-minded to result in that. You had to previously been an introvert. I think that's the best way to describe it. You had to be kind of an introvert or a lone warrior, whatever the fuck you want to call it, you know. And you had to be that way because if you wasn't, you wouldn't know how to deal with that. You wouldn't know how to deal with it. I don't care what nobody says. And I've seen it out of some people. I've seen their demeanor turn different. I've seen their personality turn different. It's like you're stuck in this bubble where you're like, yo, what am I going to do next? New York City is filled with people like this now. Make no mistake about it. And unfortunately, and I don't want to hear shit from nobody, I lived through it. I was in those quarantine. The highlight of my day was going to fucking Trader Joe's in DeKalb. You know what I'm saying? That was the height of my day to go to Brooklyn, you know? So there's no way you could tell me anything about the experience we saw. If you didn't see any fucking bodies getting put in the back of tractor trailer beds and shit like that, and I didn't fuck with you, nothing will, you know? So, you know, it's that's the shit we went through. And we survived it. You know, I never even had a motherfucker even ask me, hey man, how's your mental health since that shit? You know what I mean? And nobody, you know, you end up, I'll get back into the topic, but I just wanted to say you end up being so lonely too. That's another thing because of the separation, because of the virus. So, you know, a lot of people out here are lonely. They ain't got answers to shit. They ain't got the people they usually have to talk to. So it's like, it's crazy for a lot of people. I want to show you guys something. This is the ferry turning. Let me see if I can get that in there. Look at that. It's doing a complete turn. And what it's going to do is it's going to back up. I'm going to move back a little bit so you guys can see it. It's going to back up, and then it's going to dock. gonna let you guys watch that real quick. That's crazy, right? And now, back motors are on, and they got the thrusters in reverse, and they're gonna pull this bitch right in. Another day, right? Always love to watch that. So anyway, guys, with all that compiled together, the loneliness, the depression, everything's going through, my own bout with it, my damn self, what you fall into is a sector of people living in congregated areas, and as a result, they start to take their frustration out on each other. And that's what happened to us in New York. The Bronx got wild, but I say Brooklyn got wild first. Brooklyn definitely got wild first. Y'all motherfuckers always got a way to turn up. Again, shout out to Sumner, my nigga Jerry over there. Jerry, what up? But it's just, I don't know, man. No matter how you look at it, New York City's not coming back. The economy's not gonna come back to perhaps that big because de Blasio has fucked up the economy. He wasn't prepared. New York City wasn't prepared. New York City had been to despair for a long while. They got rid of the core citizens. And just like a lot of municipalities, even the one I'm at right now is kind of doing the same thing. They were in the process of rushing people out. They were getting people out of here, you know. But along with those people, what they knew was going to come with some casualties. There's no way you couldn't have predicted that. So along with those casualties, what happened was this COVID-19 thing happened in the middle of that gentrification process, and as a result, some of those people became the same people they were trying to gentrify. And as always and always will happen, and no matter what your racist society is, they will start to separate themselves from you. And in some cases, you may get a couple that have sympathy for you, but for the most part, what they will do is they will watch you fall. Sometimes they'll even applaud it, depending on how you were when you were good. Now, I had people ask me this question: why did I leave New York City? And I'll answer that for you very well. The violence, the violence, the violence, the violence. The violence had gotten so crazy. I was riding my train, and I was coming back to the Bronx. So I was on the 2 train, and up ahead, someone had gotten killed on the platform. So they stopped the train on the middle of the tracks. They rode it to the next stop, and then they had to get off and get on the buses. So as we're getting on the buses, some kids are coming from the other stop before that, and they're telling us the whole deal. Yo, this kid, I said, yo, I gotta go. Something in my soul told me to leave. Something in my soul told me to start talking about what I was talking about that day. It was just, I don't know. I'm a Taurus just like Jaguar Wright is, you know, and right now is our time. Like, right now, hold on, let me see if I can get in the camera here. I don't know how well y'all can see that, but the moon is actually out. It's right there. Right there, if you guys can see it. It's right there where the tip of my finger is. See that? That's the moon. And our moon cycle began a little while ago. And it was beautiful. And within that moon cycle, what happens, I guess, is we become more vocal. We get this enormous strength or whatever. And that's cool, you know. I left New York City because of the violence. And my soul told me to leave there. And I had to. Do I ever think I'm going back to New York? I don't know. Somebody asked me that. I got other places that I want to go, that I've been wanting to go. I got my friends in France. I've got my friends in England, who I just talked to recently. They saw me on YouTube. They were subscribed. What's up, Jane, if y'all see this? What's up? And then there's the places in the States I got, you know. I'm not gonna name them on camera because motherfuckers will be looking for me or something. I don't know, you know, so I don't want to do that. But I've got 3 places in the States in mind that I really want to check out and do. So we're gonna see what we can do, make that happen or whatever, you know. But yeah, man. everybody keep asking me why I keep pumping my GoFundMe and all that shit, nigga, because I'm in a homeless shelter, nigga. Like, I want to leave that shit. There's more people there now, so it's like, it's such a it's not a headache, and it's not a headache of theirs. It's just you feel tight, you know what I mean? Like before, it was only like 4 or 5 of us, so it was very simple to deal with everything, you know what I mean? And like, I guess over the past week, you know, just like my man said in the comments, I forgot what your name is, but I'm gonna highlight your comment, matter of fact. The son, like, just like son said, because he's in the same deal right now. He stays in the SRO in New York. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't even get that, and I tried to get that, but the crazy thing about it was, like, son said the exact same shit I said. He said, yo, you know, once it start getting cold, everybody start coming in there. I said, yo, you're right. And that's been the plus right now. It's been so warm out here. You see what I'm saying? Even I'm by the water right now, and it's still warm out here, you know? It's very warm. But in a few minutes, I would say not less than 2 weeks, it's going to start getting very cold out here. And I guess that was the problem of the session right there. So, you know, irregardless, that's an issue that I have to take up and have to deal with, and I deal with that by delivering the content I deal with every day and put out to you guys. And I'm glad you guys are responding to it. It's crazy that I have over 700,000 views for this month. I don't believe that shit, you know? So thanks for making my YouTube channel pop. I appreciate that. But New York City is not coming back anytime soon. There was actually an article written by a gentleman shortly after that, and Jerry Seinfeld from the Seinfeld Show tried to counter it. He's one of those old-timer New Yorkers at this point, you know? And what I mean by that is he's old money, you know? Like, this guy, Seinfeld, is remarkable. Don't get me wrong, you know? And he has humble beginnings. He was actually roommates with a black comic. I forgot what his name is. He's kind of semi-famous. He never got to famous to the point that Seinfeld did, but Seinfeld takes care of him. That's his friend. His real friend. He's a black gentleman. I forgot what this gentleman's name is exactly, but the point I'm getting at is, I say that a lot, right? I'm sorry. And just in case, just like I said in the other video, that's T, all right? So don't start that shit in the comment section. Jerry Seinfeld had no right doing that. I think he was wrong for saying that. I think he was telling people in regard, listen, you have no right to leave here. This is the best city on earth, and it's not anymore. It hasn't been for so many years. Let's stop the bullshitting. It wasn't the shit when Bloomberg was fucking mayor. Okay? You don't remember 9/11? That wasn't too early, you know? Y'all excuse me, by now y'all know I fucking smoke, all right? So, yeah. The New York City infrastructure as far as business has collapsed. You can go up and down Fifth Avenue right now, as I have, and I'm going to take you on a little tour of that soon, so you can see that and see what it's really like. And as promised, I'm going to go back up to Trump Tower, you know what I'm saying? But it's crazy, man, how people just, you know, I wish you guys could see this. I don't know how well you can see it, but there's some birds and they're flocking to the south. I don't know how well you can see them. Yeah, they're pretty much gone now. This is why I need a new joint. Here's some other ones though. There's some geese. Wherever the hell they went. But yeah, I like animals. I don't know. I'm an animal guy. But freaking, anyway, long story short, guys, back to what I was saying. New York City's economy has collapsed. I'm going to take you guys up Fifth Avenue. I'm going to take you up to Trump Tower again, do another live in front of there. I'm good up there. Yeah, I'm so good. I got a better, you know what? The funny shit is, those guys, they've known me for so long now. I've got better credentials than press people. You know what I'm saying? And this was when a period, that's why I said I'm going to start throwing some of those up, because this was at a period when nobody was really paying attention to the lives I was doing at the perplexity of now, you know? So I thank all you guys that come here every day, see my uploads every day, and that's why I said I'm going to get more and more and more out to y'all. Maybe if I dish more and more out to y'all, you know, maybe y'all reciprocate, you know, as you see fit. But it's going to take probably 2 or 3 years. Economists have projected this. A lot of other people saying the same thing realistically. And this is depending on if they ever do get another stimulus out, and if it's Donald Trump that's actually giving it to us and he wins the election, or Joe Biden, we have to wait for him to swing it over in January, the end of January. Which after then, it would probably take about 4 or 5 weeks for it to get everything in circulation. So we're really talking, I don't know, March, April of next year. There's some people out there that need those loans. Small businesses are closing left and right. People ain't eating right. A whole bunch of shit. And that's in the hood or in the suburbs. Argue with me and say it ain't. Say you don't know somebody that took out a PPP loan or an EIDL loan. Tell me you didn't. And if they didn't do it, they stupid as fuck, because this motherfucker's getting paid off that shit that didn't even need the money. That's the shit that gets me. There was a guy down in Miami, Florida, that took $10 million, you know? There's another guy that just recently caught, they caught a whole sting of him in California for the same shit. So New York business is not coming back, and along with it, the hip-hop industry is not coming back, because you have a filter right now of digital media. And the whole time that everybody's been sitting at home, they've been implementing ways to entertain you from a distance. And in my opinion, it's taking it back to what it once was, not the interpersonal shit so much. People are, you know, charging for their performances live. Tiny Desk Studio has taken off, hasn't it? I've been watching Tiny Desk Studio for fucking 3 years, and now everybody's got a Tiny Desk Studio. Don't water it down. NPR, please don't water that shit down. You got a lot of people on there that don't deserve that. The more you put people on there, and you know what I'm talking about. Hey, Gus, you fucker. That's how I am when I talk. The more you do that over there, it's gonna water the shit down. I'm just telling you. And they're gonna stop coming to that shit, you know? Your numbers will go real quick, and then they go real quick, you know? Don't do that. Tiny Desk Studio is special. If you haven't ever checked it out, check it out on YouTube, Tiny Desk Studio. They have some of the best artists you could think of on there. A lot of artists you probably never heard of, up-and-coming artists, etc. But everybody's going the digital route, you know, and digital consumption is going to take over fully in 1 or 2 years. Like I mentioned earlier in part 1, and I'll go more into that in part 3. You can't get anybody to tour right now in New York City. There's no studios open. Trust me, I tried. That's why I'm relegated to my phone studio now, you know what I mean? But I'm making some beautiful things with it. I just gotta remember more what Far Out Flow at Daddy's House taught me, and a whole bunch of other fucking producers that I've been around, even the ones that this local guys that I've watched for years that did their thing and get their turn. I'm gonna make sure they get their turn too. But it ain't gonna be via no fucking New York City, that's for damn sure. It's gonna be through some other city. And I don't know what that city is. Y'all all throw out y'all suggestions in the comment section, and I'll see you on the next one. And also in the link in the description, pin comment, make sure you like, subscribe, and share my shit, man. Share my videos, okay? I don't care who you share them to, whatever, and share those links that are in the description box and in the pin comment below. I'll talk to you guys later.